ETFs, money growing in the outback. ETFs.
Hey folks, it's Mark here from ETFtracker and just welcoming you to the new website. So this is the video that you see pop up when you first join the website. So thank you very much. This is ETFtracker.com.au. You can see some of the details here. You can click on features to see what else we've got inside. There's a few images that will pop up there. There's an about section as well that gives you a bit more detail about the journey, where we've featured on over the last couple of years. This is what it used to look like. It was all in Power BI, but now it's got its own website where it's not embedded, but it's rather, it's a full-on React application, and it works on mobile. So that's even better. So we're going to log in. If you haven't logged in before, go to sign up, quickly create an account there. Okay, so when you do log in, you'll be greeted with this welcome page. You've got the video that's here. This is the old video that I released on the day that we put out ETFtracker. I think actually this might have been the day before, so it was a bit of a preview. So some of the features here look a little bit different. We've added a few more things in the most recent last couple of days. So it does say here you can check out the updates page, which is new, which keeps you up to date as to the things that are going on, the new features that we're adding, and then a general information page so you can get in touch. You can see a bit more about the background, about the data, etc. So what you're greeted with here, first of all, congratulations to the 201 members that have signed up so far. It's the 29th of December 2024, so 4 days-ish. And we've had 200 people sign up, so thank you very much. Please do share with your friends. This is really great to get everyone in here. So we're here on the dashboard page. What you can see here, and this is new as of today, there's a performance heat map. There's filters here. When you do select a category, everything on the page will filter. At the bottom, we've got the total FUM over time and the average 1 month return. This is only by category. So if I select a category like, say, Australia sectors, so we've got ATEC, QRE, MBB, etc., and I can see that for these, how they did in November. So the latest period that you select, so if I select a different period, let's go back to October when it wasn't so good last year, and we can see what the FUM was, the funds under management were up until that time. We can also see the average returns up until that time. So when you do select the period, it shows the data that we have up until a certain point in time. And you can actually expand on the charts as well. Now you can actually save the charts to either in the exploded view, or you can click to download just like we've got here. So that'll open up another screen and then you can download. And so just going back to it, you can look at the different charts that are here. We've got the metrics at the top as well that you can see here. And this is for that equity Australia sectors. You've got the other categories here. We are looking to add something we used to have in the other app, which is thematics. So which ETFs are related to ESG, which are related to EVs, crypto, etc. The categories do take care of some of that, but not everything in there. So yeah, worth having a look at. You can even see larger sectors here as well. And so feel free to play around with the dashboard and you can go into some more insights and stuff there. Then we've got the ETF analysis, and as you go through, we'll go through to the ranks page first. Here, it's the same sort of thing. So November is the latest period. You can select one of the categories. You can select the different ETFs that actually, that one's going to go. So you won't see that in the new version of the app because this is always going to be the top 5 as per each category. So I am going to remove that. But what you will see on the page here is you've got an I button, which is info. And in each of these, you can see what sort of things you can do on the page and how you can use each page. So if we go to charts, for example, we can see here that we've got all the different categories. I can select individual ETFs if I want to. So ACDC, let's go Asia, let's go ATEC, some of the more popular ETFs. This is all Australian ETFs with data coming from the ASX. So worth a look at here. If you clear this, we do have a way that you can select your favorite. So in the profile area, you can select when you first sign in and subsequently after that, you can select your favorite ETFs. And if you click on this, it will pre-select it for you here. I've only got this working in the charts page, but I will add it to other sections where it is relevant. Okay, so then you can clear all of that if you want to. I might add an all clear button as well. But as you can see here, you can see the total FUM over time, average 1 month returns, funds inflow, outflow, etc. Transacted volume over time, liquidity, which is important, as well as historical distribution yield. There are definitions from the ASX as to what each of these things mean. I will bring that back into the app. You can also do a comparison thing as well, where you can select 2 different ETFs. So let's go say ACDC, and let's go back to ATEC. Once you select 2 of these, you can see how the 1 month returns over time compared. And you can see that as a chart. You can save that out. And then you can also see it for total FUM comparison as well. So how much bigger one is versus the other. And then we go to prices, and we are scraping websites for pricing information. We will see how long we can keep that up for. But basically, it gives you the daily price information. You can select up to 5 ETFs here. So the ASX data, just talking about that comes up every month. And then the pricing data, we are trying to make that daily. It's not fully automated yet, but it will be. So if I select 1 ETF, 2 ETFs here, first of all, I see the current price, the latest price as at the data that we have. So up until the date that we've recorded information, you can see the price returns between the start date and the end date here. And then you can see correlation when there's 2 of these selected. If you select more than 2, you're only going to see basically the price returns. We won't show you the correlations. So you can see here we've got all the price returns, no correlations there, only 2, so select 2 at a time for that. Table is where you just have a table of information. As you notice here, as you go through each page when it's loading, some things take longer than others. We give you some fun facts that we'll scroll through basically as you're going around there. There's a lot of education in this app, so hopefully that helps you out in your ETF journey. So here it's split up by month. I can select different ETFs. Again, I'll select a few of these just to see how their performance was, their details were during that month. Let's go Drive, that's an ESG one. And I can select different months, and I can also filter here on each of the different fields. So if 1 month returns is what I care about, I can see that for May, Global X Uranium ETF was the one that best performed. If I go to the next month, it was the BetaShares Asia Technology Drivers, and the Global X Uranium ETF didn't return as well. It basically did negative 8% the subsequent month. We can go to the next month, July, and it was down again. So you can see there how you can just scroll through and see all of the different kind of information. Depending on what you're holding, we will put the favorites here as well, so that you can just click on that and whatever you've got in your profile. So if I just go to profile, this is where you can put a little bit of information about yourself, the type of investor you are, your experience level, some favorite ETFs that you've got, etc., etc. And then we go to a favorite that a lot of people had, which is ETF holdings. And we've got 2 types here. One is comparing ETFs. So you select a bunch of different ETFs. The other one is searching holdings. So if we select a few different ETFs, let's go, what's one here? Let's go to ATEC, and then we'll go A200, for example. And we can see here where there might be crossover between the 2. There's not too much between these 2. Let's select something else. ERTH is one. And we can see if there is any crossover again. Let's go ETHI. And we can just keep on adding these ETFs and just seeing where there is crossover there. So we can see here that Apple is held across ETHI and NDQ, for example. NVIDIA is also held across those 2. And we can see here that Earth, ERTH, and NDQ also have Tesla. So you can see where there are these comparisons. We only cover, so this is the caveat, we only cover 113 ETFs so far, and even that needs some cleanup. We are going to be adding more ETFs over time. That's 30% of the current 377 ETFs that there are as at November. So we'll be working on adding more of those. So when we go to holdings, this is the one where you can search if you've got a particular stock and you want to search by ticker or by company name. So let's just say that someone's interested in Tesla, and we know the ticker is TSLA. So we click on that, we click on search holdings, and then we can see here of the ETFs, the 113 that we cover, which ones hold Tesla and how much of it. You can select multiple tickers too. So maybe you're interested in CBA, and let's say that you're interested in Kogan as well. So we click search holdings. It will now show you the company. So Commonwealth Bank first, Tesla next, and then Kogan. We've only got one of those there. So yeah, just some interesting information. If you're after a particular type of exposure to a certain company, you can see that there. The next one is AI Insights under the Learn category. And this one is interesting because it is giving you data basically up until a certain point in time. So basically, this is just the base model of GPT, so it's GPT-4o, and it's got data up until October 2023. And the reason for that is that A, it's really expensive to basically connect up the different kind of browser and search features. Also, you might be wondering why we're not hooking it up to the data that we've got. That also takes more constraints on the database. I might introduce that in a paid version where you can actually use AI to talk to the data that we have in this application. So this is just very introductory. The data is up until October 2023, but it doesn't mean that it's not valuable because you can learn from this information. So for example, we've got an ETF educator. Let's explain the difference between ETFs and mutual funds, for example, or index funds, or equities, or fixed income, or options, etc., etc. And you can see some information here. If you ask questions outside of this, so can you, I don't know, tell me how to bake a cake? It's only going to give you information about what it is trained on. So there's an ETF historian as well, so you can talk about the history, the first ever ETF. There's a really good podcast on this as well. I can't remember who did it. It might be Bloomberg or something like that. But yeah, you can see some information here and go back and forth with it. You can talk about what's in, say, a portfolio and just ask some general questions and stuff there. This is not financial advice. You are getting it from an AI. There's also something on performance and stuff as well. And then we did create a new thing since the launch, which is this ETF education piece. First of all, there's this timeline where you can click through and you can see some different things going on from the history of ETFs, from when they were first thought of and originated, to listing, to the different types of ETFs, to when Australia got its first ETFs in the market over 20 years ago, and more and more and more. So that's something interesting there. We can look at the ETF creation process. You can see some key considerations here. And as you click on each of the steps, there's some different detailed information that comes up. So nice and snappy there. There's also the redemption process, same sort of thing. And basically we will be adding more and more education tiles over time. So this is just the start. And speaking of the start, we've also got this blog that's new. So you will not see the new post page. I will see that because I am logged in as the main one that is doing these blogs. I can click on this and I can see here some information. So this is the monthly updates that we'll be producing. And then there's also some app features as well. So here is details on the AI Insights page, some more info on that. And then there's other ones on doing some ETF analysis, looking at ETF price trends, etc., etc. So that might be worth a look at too. There's also a forum which is new. Now I know a lot of you will come from Reddit, or you'll come from Facebook or LinkedIn, etc., etc. And that's fine. You can still keep your discussions there. But if you've got any questions, you can basically go in here, add images. You have to have it saved, and there are details there as to what I use. I use Imager. IMGUR. I just upload images to that and grab the address and save it in here. And basically it will show the stuff that you have if you want to share anything that you've got as something that's interesting that you want to highlight and have questions on. There is this welcome to ETFtracker that you can see here. You can like these, you can share, you can do more and more and more. Anyway, the next thing is the About section. So as I said, there's an information page, how to get in touch with us. You can see more information about the data sources, the AI that we use, a bit of background on the app as well. I did say that there's an updates area. So this page here shows when we've done updates since the launch. So we first did some menu reorganization and added the favorites feature. We added chart downloads. It's only dark mode at the moment, so no light mode when you do download the charts. That's being worked on. Some info buttons and the interactive heat map, so you can see that information here as well. And then finally, the profile page. You can also see how many members have signed up. So just 3 and a bit days, 201 members. This is the logout button. You can turn this on light mode, dark mode, etc. when you're using the app, and you can see that information here. There is a little bit of a bug, I think, when you actually no, it's working fine here. So if I do go to dark mode, it doesn't immediately change the page, but you just refresh that if you do see some funkiness going on, and it will change to dark mode, where you've got for the heat map here in dark mode, the writing needs to be in white. So just click back and forth. I'll just move around the menu, and that should re-render. I'm working on that, but there's going to be a whole heap of new things coming up in the roadmap that will all be listed here in the information, or the about section, or sorry, the updates section. I will be looking at doing something where we have some place where people can vote on ideas. And if there are ideas that do get implemented, I'll figure out some sort of reward system for people as well. But anyways, all of this works on mobile as well. There is another video that shows how this all is working on mobile. If you are watching this from the YouTube page, you'll see one of the previous videos here is ETFtracker on mobile when it was first released. So that's always been a basically a goal of mine to actually get this working on mobile. If you know the old ETFtracker app, I always said that it was only available on desktop, and that's just because there was limitations with building with a separate tool, which was Power BI, which is a great tool, really great for analytics when you're in an organization, etc., but really hard for making public available kind of like applications where people can profile themselves and do all this personalized stuff. But anyway, that's it. It's Mark here from ETFtracker. Hopefully you have a great holidays, and do keep in touch, sign up, tell your friends, and good luck in your investing and ETF journey. Cheers.
ETFs, money growing in the outback. ETF stack up, pocket looking fat. Jack, ETFtracker, app on the hustle, chasing gains down under, flexing muscle. Sydney to Melbourne, portfolios lit. Tech and resources, mate, never gonna quit. App in my hand, data like gold. Trends and the numbers, story unfold. Track it, map it, Aussie dream. ETFtracker, riding like a scheme. Dollars in my sight, never blind, invest down under, peace of mind. Dividends roll in, banks on the rise. Energy booming, stock prices fly. ETFtracker got my back, every move precise. Financial compass, no gamble, just dice. Koalas chillin', money never sleep. ETFs climb while we countin' sheep. Vivid green charts, brighter than the sun. Investing in the land where the kangaroos run. App life, all stats in view. Ride that wave, chase that revenue. Aussie stocks, future looking bright. ETFtracker, guide through the night. Dividends roll in, banks on the rise. Energy booming, stock prices fly. Dollars in my sight, never blind. Invest down under, peace of mind. Dividends roll in, banks on the rise. Energy booming, stock prices fly. Dollars in my sight, never blind. Invest down under, peace of mind. Dividends roll in, banks on the rise. Energy booming, stock prices fly. ETFtracker got my back, every move precise. Financial compass, no gamble, just dice. Dividends roll in, banks on the rise. Energy booming, stock prices fly. ETFtracker got my back, every move precise. Financial compass, no gamble, just dice. Dividends roll in, banks on the rise. Energy booming, stock prices fly. ETF tracker got my back, every move precise. Financial compass, no gamble, just dice. Ride through the night. Kid. Koalas chillin', money never sleep. ETFs climb while we countin' sheep. Vivid green charts, brighter than the sun. Investing in the land where the kangaroos run. App life, all stats in view. Ride that wave, chase that revenue. Aussie stocks, future looking bright. ETF tracker, guide through the night.